we have a bit of a French fest. 2 games in a row, both French ships. So we start off here with Tier 6 French cruiser, La Galicienne. I think that's how you say it. So yeah, 2 games today, bit of a double matinee. This is the first one, and we'll be following up with a game in a French ship after this. I have to admit, I cannot remember what happened in this game, so I'm kind of watching it semi-blind. So we started off on the side with a sub and a DD and a cruiser and a battleship. So very nice balanced side. There is a CV in the game, a couple of DDs and a sub. So it's a mostly cruiser game. So the threat from, get out right, it's blapped, from battleships is lower than we would get in a normal game. So that's nice. So I'm just pushing up, and I'm just going to be following the DD and the sub to offer support where I can. Do get spotted by the CV though, so I need to reassess my positioning and check what's going on. There's the enemy sub. So I am going to try and, I think it looks like I'm pushing up to get behind the big island in front. I'll get spotted. It's probably by the sub. So yep, so he's on the surface, so a good opportunity for me to hopefully do some damage. Unfortunately our sub stopped spotting him.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
So my intention here is to push up to the big island. There's only one BB really that I'm worried about, which is the Mackinson at the moment. So, oh, and the DD pushes out and round the corner. You do not want to do that. If you are in a DD, you do not want to push out round the corner if you are effectively alone.
Torpedoes to port.
And
Torpedoes to
the sub's there as well. So at the moment I don't see a threat from his torpedoes. And this DD has made a really big mistake. I'm hoping I can do something about it. And the sub is very close. So I think I'm going to be okay, even if a torp does hit me. Alright, so I get first blood. As I said, that DD made a really bad mistake of pushing out round the side of the island. There you go, and the submarine is very close.
direct front.
So his torpedoes hit the island under the water there. It looks like there's a bit of a land shelf. So now I'm just trying to see if I can hit the sub, and as usual trying to work out where the sub is from the indicators that we give is hit and miss. So this torpedo does look like it's, oh, it just goes past me, and it's really close now. So yeah, it looks like the Nuremberg might be trying to push me as well. I'm just going to sit here and try and lure the Nuremberg to me and to use it to shield myself from the submarine. He's so close now that his torps are going to be ineffective anyway, so don't worry too much. Well, he's still trying to shoot me, so
Torpedoes dead ahead.
yeah, they're hardly any damage. I'm pushing out now to get onto the on top of the submarine and see if I can put some shells into the Nuremberg. Just cannot seem to land a drop on the submarine for some reason.
Awaiting instructions. Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes
Yeah, I think
astern.
we're going to eat some here.
Assault, sir.
Oh no, they'll go past me nicely. Again, cannot seem to get a drop on where the DD is. It's so random where the ping shows the DD, the submarine to be.
Do not let the enemy take the area.
And hopefully one of these ships is on top of the sub and can start dropping him. And there he is. So you see that it's showing he was like directly below where the white was, but
Torpedoes astern.
then other times it'll be like he's, 3 kilometers back from there. Anyway, he's dead.
Concentrate fire on the enemy.
So I can now focus on these ships on this side. So I'm looking to punish this Nuremberg and then put some pressure on the third attacker. So there goes Nuremberg.
Enemy
Oh no, that was a sub.
awaiting instructions.
Looks like the third attacker is backing up. He's being left all alone. So now I'm just putting some shells over the island to see if I can get a retreating Nuremberg, but it doesn't look like I'm going to land more shots on him. So it looks like the team's going to take out the third attacker. So now we can start pushing the Mackensen and the Nuremberg. Our east flank is not doing as well as we are. They have lost the cap, but they're preventing the enemy from pushing into B, so that means tactically that they're in a good position over there. And what we need to do now is quickly finish these guys, so we can then push and help the guys on our east flank. So it's time to push hard. I don't really want to push out in front of the Mackensen with his secondaries as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up and evade in the turn, getting my shots off as I can. These guns are looking my way, it seems, so continue the turn, change speed. I do take a hit, but it's bearable, so I can continue the pressure on the ship, helping out our Congo. Because if our Congo can feel confident of pushing because the Mackensen is out of the way, that'll put pressure on the CV and Nuremberg. So priority target at the moment is the Mackensen. And happy to take some risks. Obviously don't want to turn into the torps or the shells.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Fortunately, the ship is quite fast. And I managed to evade torpedoes. But it has pushed me out of position here, unfortunately, so I need to get back into the action. So now that I'm no longer spotted, I'm going to start turning.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
And we need the third attacker and the Congo and myself need to be focusing that Mackensen down.
Anti-aircraft gun crews
Who
are
did
on
get
the
away,
way.
unfortunately. And the Congo's turning away. We could have done with him continuing the push.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
So at the moment, we have the points advantage, ship advantage, and tactically position-wise we are dominant. So I haven't done a lot of damage. I do have 2 kills, but not a great deal of damage. So hopefully, well, the Congo and the Congo's going the other way, which is kind of pointless. So anyway, the Nuremberg sticks his nose out, so I can maybe take him down. At least I'm going to be the only one's going to be able to do so. So hopefully these shots will land, and RNG, this is kind. So a bit of an exchange of fire. Yeah, don't manage to take him down. And everyone is pushing to the sea cap. No one's focusing on the free ships up north, which
Our victory is in sight.
is probably not the wisest things to do. But I guess game is over, so good. Nuremberg's pushing out. I'm not in a position to shoot him, unfortunately, so I want to utilise this if I can. So I'm turning to give myself some shots on the Nuremberg. Mackensen is at long range, so I don't have to worry too much about him. Just the CV and then the Nuremberg.
The ship is on fire.
Being able to fire.
I need intelligence data.
So there we go. If I can get this Nuremberg out of the way, I'm going to be in an exchange of fire with this guy, but I've got a lot more health than he has. So it shouldn't take more than 2 or 3 volleys to take him out. There we go, second volley did it. So good, good, good. Of course, get fires again. CV's on me, does some damage, but unfortunately I do survive. So now it's almost over. Mackensen takes a pot shot at me. Now the question here is, can I survive long enough for the game to finish, or am I going to get taken out by the CV? Because CV is the only real threat. So there you go, there's the game, turning in. And look at this, yeah, I remember this. I know it doesn't count, but that was a nice turn. So yeah, not a bad performance. A tier 6, quite a substantial gap, but yeah, that was just pretty much just doing the basics and not really putting myself in a position where I'm I'm out alone. There's people around me. My main threat there was the submarine and the CV, to be honest. Submarine because I just couldn't get the drop on him. The ping for where he was positioned, it's so erratic. It's, sometimes you'll know where they are and other times you haven't got a clue. I saw a video about submarine pings and they did a static test where a submarine was just not moving and pinging, and it was showing up in different locations, which just tells you how much you can rely on it. But anyway, there's the first game. Well, this is the second of 2 videos of French ships. This is the Guépard Tier 6 French DD. It has no smoke, but it has guns. So this is always an interesting type of ship to play. It's a totally different way of playing from a normal DD. Yeah, and I remember why this is being posted. So I get some comments from one of the players, and they make a statement. I'll wait until it comes up to comment on it, but yeah. So this ship is spotted at something like 8 kilometers, or it's pretty long way. So you're never going to be stealthing. You're not really going to be contesting caps early on. You're not going to be doing the close-in spotting of DDs, that kind of thing. Your main role here is going to be like long distance annoying shooting. So assisting ships that have a BB or a cruiser or something in range, so that you can get on the flank or get a long range and just keep peppering with shells and just doing a consistent damage and assisting them, or pushing wide to maybe get on the flank somewhere. So we can see there's a DD and a sub over that way. So yeah, that will be a threat. So my initial push here is to get in close. I'm thinking that I'm going to stealth torp this Kutuzov to start off with. Have a look at the middle of the map to make sure there's nothing coming through the middle. Oh, there is something, but I'm going to make my presence known here in the middle. As you can see, it's quite a kind of long range gunfire here. And the guns are really nice. So, as I said, because I'm over here and I'm shooting at something else, that Kutuzov it has maintained its course, which is what I was hoping, and it sails right into my torps. And boom. So that's kind of something that this ship is good at. It's not really a close-up toe-to-toe battler, if you can help it. Obviously, sometimes you do have to get into that situation. So now that I've shown myself over in the middle, I'm going to go back and see if I can. I think I'm thinking about pushing the sub. So I'm putting some speed on. Obviously there's a sub and a cruiser out there, so I am going to try and get over there as quickly as possible. If I can maintain pressure on the northern flank, that'd be nice. Obviously, ideally, try and capture that sub. So yeah, there we go. So my torpedoes go out to 8 kilometers and I'm spotted at 7.5. So very rarely do you get an opportunity where you can have a ship sailing through your arc. What I mean by that is you've got your circle of your torps. Now, most often you torp parallel to an enemy ship, which is fine, but if they change direction, you're generally not going to land anything. Ideally, what you want to do is get them to sail through the circle of your torpedo range, so that you fire outside of your range and then they come into your torpedoes range. So they are actually chasing you and moving into where your torpedoes will hit them. Obviously at the moment, just trying to keep an eye out for the DD and the sub. I think the DD is close in on that island. So yeah, they were in a push. I mean, there's 4 ships there. It's not a good idea to push at this stage. So just need to back off, reassess. Yeah, here's where I get the comment from this cruiser. See, he's saying scout from the back of the map. See, I'm not scouting. I'm not a scout. I get out spotted by like 2 kilometers by pretty much everything. Well, the sub definitely, I think, and the DD is 1.5 maybe. And that's just saying, chat, I'm not scouting DD. So again, break off, readjust. And he says all DDs are. And that's not true. Not all DDs are scouting DDs. Like, would you expect a Khabarovsk to do scouting? No. Would you expect a Marceau to do close-in scouting? No. Obviously, what they will do is they will exchange and keep ships spotted by exchanging fire and getting the enemy ship to reveal their position, but you're not going to be pushing in close to do scouting. So here, yeah, I'm getting the enemy DD to exchange fire with me, which is great. It means his smoke is ineffective if he doesn't stay in it, and he's continually spotted so that support can shoot at him. And with the speed of this ship, I can just keep him spotted long enough for other ships to try and do their thing. So, the submarine, it looks like he's going to get a couple of hits on that BB. My main focus at the moment is to try and get this enemy DD down. And there we go, there's the enemy DD. Right, okay, so now, now I can start pushing up a little bit. So I'm going to start pushing on, to put some pressure on the enemy sub. And to put some pressure on the Pensacola and the Britannia. My main target here, or my priority target here at the moment, is getting to the submarine because he is obviously pinging our BB, putting him under pressure. So I'm suspecting that he might be somewhere in or near the smoke. Unfortunately, our BB didn't last. Looks like a southern flank is doing okay, but I am about to become on my own, but that's fine because the enemy sub is also going to be on its own. So he gets spotted. He goes down, and that's fine because he's on his own and he can't spot for other people because there's no one else in range. So what I need to do now is, okay, so yeah, he's revealing his position, which is nice of him. So I'm just going to try, and again, it's an attempt to try and locate the enemy submarine. Now, at this point, if he doesn't ping, oh, he comes up and he's really close. So, yep, I can. Okay, he's torping from a really close direction, so he's not really going to be able to do a lot. I've got him oil leak, so yep, fire is on me as well. So here I'm just trying to chase the enemy sub, and my priority now is going to be getting rid of that Pensacola. Drop the submarine. Got my AP loaded. There we go. Some APs. There goes the sub. Some AP shells onto the enemy Pensacola. Torpedoes out just in case. I am taking a bit of a battering here though, but I think I can finish the Pensacola, especially if I can continue getting citadels. So yeah, there we go. But I've taken a big hit and get hit by a secondary. So short and sweet with 4 kills and 60k damage. Now it's down to the rest of the team. With the northern flank decimated, the only real threat to our sub getting into the cap is the enemy sub. So, and judging by where they were last, I doubt that's going to happen. So the submarine is going to put pressure onto the enemy by getting into the cap, which means they are either going to have to like give up their position, you know, and like turn tail and get back in, which means all the ships will get the ability to take advantage of that, or we cap them and they lose. So it's a nice position to be in at the stage. So time is our friend. Submarine has for some reason gone back down under. Okay, not sure why he went back down under. But yeah, well, that's not good. We've now lost a couple of ships. The sub needs to start capping. I don't know why he's gone back down under. Start capping, sub. Come on. So there we go. He's on the surface again. So now he started capping. Good. So maybe he was just waiting for the enemy sub to reappear. But what that does mean is it's doubtful that he's going to, the enemy sub is going to get into his base to defend quick enough. All the sub needs to do here is just keep spotting, keep capping, and should the enemy sub get into range, he can then react. But until that point, just keep doing what he's doing. Obviously, our submarine and our DD, our Farragut is probably a bit too close. He's shooting and torpedoing. That's a bit brave, but I guess it's 2 BBs. But Britannia has good HE shells, and the Ishmael isn't sloppy. There you go. It was a detonation, but to be honest, Ishmael couldn't do a lot of damage in a single salvo. But it doesn't look like anyone's coming to defend the cap, fortunately. So get to the back of the cap to increase the amount of time it will take for you to get spotted if that happens. And even so, the enemy sub, they'll have to come up to a surface and hit it with a torpedo. So that's not the easiest thing to do. So just need time. So over halfway now. And here comes the enemy sub. And he went down again. Why did you go down? Oh, why did you submerge? You didn't need to submerge. Oh, that's really scary sometimes how players, and now you come back up and go, why did you do that? That's just nuts. Anyway, looks like the Britannia is going to get taken out by the submarine and BB, hopefully, and that'll just leave the friendly submarine. The friendly submarine does have a health advantage, so if you can take that enemy submarine out, that will be game. Oh, he's got a gun as well. He is going to take some hits from torpedoes, but he managed to win the exchange, fortunately. And he's gone back under again. What is the point of going back under? I don't know why. I mean, it's got to be just inexperience, just not knowing how the game works. But why would you? Anyway, enemy BB gets taken out. So there we go. Some French flair from 2 ships. How did I do in this game? Death Strike and First Blood. 4 kills, 5 citadels. Not bad. And yep, top ship. So a bit of French love today. There we go. 2 games in French ships. French have some nice ships. I really like the DD line actually. It's not a close-up like contesting caps type of ship, but it's definitely effective at what it does.